Jameis Winston has last laugh over Russell Wilson after big Justin Fields decision. Jameis Winston led the Cleveland Browns to a stunning late win over Russell Wilson and Justin Fields' Pittsburgh Steelers in the driving snow on Thursday Night Football. In windy conditions that evolved into a blizzard at Huntington Bank Field, the Browns secured a stunning 26-19 win over the Steelers. Despite entering the AFC North showdown atop the division, Pittsburgh struggled offensively amid the wintry conditions. Ultimately, the game was defined by Myles Garrett and Mike Tomlin's curious use of the quarterbacks at his disposal on one side of the ball and Winston's determination on the other. Garrett tormented the Steelers, finishing with 3 sacks while both Wilson and Fields enjoyed playing time. Wilson threw for 241 yards and a touchdown, while Fields tallied 26 rushing yards and finished without a completed pass. Winston, who finished with 219 yards and a rushing touchdown, as well as an interception, took advantage of a shanked punt to lead the Browns on a game-winning drive, culminating in Nick Chubb's goal line plunge. The surprise winning score capped off a topsy-turvy contest littered with turnovers due to the icy weather. On the opening possession, Garrett set the tone by sacking Wilson before Chris Boswell tried out for a 58-yard field goal. After going a perfect 6 for 6 in the 18-16 win over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, pushed his attempt right to keep the game scoreless. The Browns then suffered a quick 3-and-out, concluding with a 12-yard shank punt by Corey Bojorquez. The Steelers' next possession was hardly better. On 4th and 2, Pittsburgh sent out Fields and, given everyone in Ohio knew what was coming next, the quarterback was stuffed behind the line for a turnover on downs. Following a scoreless first quarter, the Steelers conducted a 10-play, 89-yard drive that culminated with Boswell making amends and converting from 48 yards. The Browns hit back immediately, with Winston connecting with jeudy 3 times for 39 yards before Chubb, who finished with 58 yards and 2 touchdowns, powered into the end zone for his second score of the season. On the next drive, Garrett forced a fumble on Wilson, allowing for Cleveland to set up in scoring position. Despite snow falling and Boswell's earlier miss, Dustin Hopkins calmly kicked a 34-yard field goal with 40 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Garrett sacked Wilson in the first half, ensuring the standout defensive superstar tallied 4 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble in 30 minutes of action. As the falling snow intensified into a blizzard, offense came at a premium. Boswell made another field goal before the Browns seemed to ice the game when Winston scored on a 2-yard rush early in the fourth quarter. Winston, whose battery to his in-helmet communication device came out at the end of the play, converted the 2-point try with a pass to David Njoku. Pittsburgh then surprisingly decided to utilize Fields more effectively as game plans were thrown out the window given the conditions. The former Chicago Bears quarterback leaned on his rushing threat, taking off for a 30-yard gain before Jaylen Warren scored a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Steelers sophomore linebacker Nick Herbig then forced a fumble on Winston, which set Pittsburgh up in the red zone. Wilson then fired a dart as Calvin Austin hauled in the 23-yard touchdown reception, but the Browns stormed back to win the game and moved to 3-8, while the Steelers slipped to 8-3. What's next for Cleveland? Following the win, Cleveland will travel to Denver to face the Broncos in Week 13 on Monday Night Football. The Browns will face Pittsburgh again, this time on the road, in Week 14 before hosting the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 15. Browns earned 5th home win in past 6 meetings versus Steelers. The Cleveland Browns continued their recent home dominance over their AFC North rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, with Thursday's 24-19 victory. The win marked the Browns' 3rd straight home win over the Steelers and their 5th out of the past 6 meetings overall. Cleveland moves to 3-8 on the season, while Pittsburgh falls to 8-3, seeing its 5-game winning streak snapped in the snow. What's next for Pittsburgh? Following this loss to Cleveland in the snow, Pittsburgh will begin preparation for a Week 13 matchup against the Bengals in Cincinnati. This will be followed by a home game against the Browns in Week 14 and a road matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 15. Dominant game from Myles Garrett, looking to make a statement against the Pittsburgh Steelers and TJ Watt. Myles Garrett had a huge game for the Browns. He finished the game with 5 tackles, 3 sacks, a critical forced fumble, and was putting pressure on Russell Wilson all night. AFC North standings after Thursday Night Football. Despite the tough road loss in the snow, Pittsburgh currently remains atop the AFC North. The second-place Baltimore Ravens will face the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday Night Football. Even if Baltimore were to win this matchup, Pittsburgh would remain in first place. The Steelers and the Ravens will face off again in Week 16 with Pittsburgh currently holding the tiebreaker after beating the Ravens 18-16 in Week 11. Efficient performance from Jaylen Warren. While Najee Harris continued to lead the Steelers' backfield in touches, Jaylen Warren was Pittsburgh's most efficient runner on Thursday Night Football. Harris rushed for 41 yards on 16 carries, compared to 45 yards and a touchdown on 11 carries for Warren. He also added 3 catches for 19 yards, compared to 2 catches and 13 yards for Harris. Jameis Winston's post-game presser is pure comedy.
Man, it really was amazing. Like, I was just praying on the sideline because that fourth quarter, it really was like it was a whole paradigm shift. Like, we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is really an NFL film moment. The snow starts pouring down. It starts getting like I felt like my feet start getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up in that win.
What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm dependent on the Lord.
Is that the message to the team?
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message. I just got off Amazon and I'm calling my door. Order a dove off Amazon. It's going to get to my house by 9 o'clock tonight. That's how fast it is. Today, to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
It is. It's magical. Thank you.
And I saw when I was in Tampa with you, how do you maintain that faith and confidence?
It's one play at a time. Man, one of my favorite verses, trust in the Lord, your whole heart and lean out to your own understanding. I might not know what's going on. If I throw an interception, man, I got to bounce back. But it's one play at a time, and, you know, I got faith, man. I got faith that I can make something happen at any single time. So
What about your tackling today?
Really doing this?
Let's do it.
Oh, no, where?
We're all going. Let's go, Tony.
I'll watch.
Let's go.
I'll watch. Yeah! Have fun.
Only Jameis Winston would do that. You're the best.
If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you.